Hey guys, Richard Blaine here. Thanks for stopping by my easy cooking channel tonight. You know what? Tonight I felt like doing something a little easy. I'm not going to be doing anything Asian, but I might be doing something a little bit Italian. Tonight I decided to do the Italian version of breakfast for dinner, or lunch for dinner, or dinner for breakfast, like IHOP used to do. Let's have breakfast for dinner. Okay. This week I thought I would do an Italian version of a breakfast that you could have for lunch, or that you could have for dinner, or that you could have for dinner and have for brunch, because it's very versatile. It's called Tuscan style baked eggs, and it's very simple. Okay, it's sunny side up eggs baked in a red sauce of your choosing, either a marinara, an arrabbiata, a puttanesca. God, it would be delicious in a puttanesca. It's baked in a red sauce with cheese and herbs and spices and some cream, okay? And then it's served on either toast, baguette, or polenta. In this case, I'm going to be serving the Tuscan baked eggs on polenta because that's my preference. But it's a very easy dish to do. It impresses guests, okay? Invite a bunch of people over for breakfast and make these baked eggs and they'll just be like, wow. Because chances are they've never had it, okay? Somebody asked me the other day, how come I trimmed my mustache? Because you notice I don't have those long hooks. And every now and again you've got to trim a mustache back like it was a ficus or some other plant. So I just told him, well, to tell you the truth, I trimmed the mustache back because I'm doing my Chef John Mizowich impersonation. But actually the only difference between Chef John and me is that we're both great cooks, but the fact of the matter is I'm better looking. Ah, John, what's up? Ow! Anyway, let's get going. Let's make some Tuscan style baked eggs, and with usual with YouTube, I'll see you on the other side. Okay guys, now I've already got my homemade marinara sauce made, but I'm going to add a whole other level of flavor to it. So right here, I'm going to be browning up some bacon ends and pieces, okay? You could use pancetta, and you could use regular strip bacon. Pancetta is really expensive for Italian bacon, so you might as well just use American bacon. But if you're going to use American strip bacon for what they're charging in the supermarket, you're throwing your money away, okay? I use bacon ends and pieces because I find more meat on the ends and pieces. I can trim the ends and pieces, and I find a better value for the amount of weight that I'm buying. So I'm going to brown up this finely cut bacon ends and pieces, and then I'm going to remove them from this cast iron and take off a little of the grease. I'm doing this for flavor, okay? And then we're going to move on to the next step of sauteing some garlic and onions and building some more layers toward the marinara sauce that's going to go in. So I'll see you back here in a few. Alright guys, the bacon ends and pieces have been cooked and reduced, and I removed most of the bacon fat from this cast iron skillet. Okay, I removed most of the bacon fat from the cast iron skillet, left about 3 or 4 teaspoons, and then added a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to brown up some onions and some garlic, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay guys, the onions and garlic are almost where I want them, and I'm going to add an extra ingredient. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of smoked paprika. Now, this isn't standard in the Tuscan version, you know, this is a little more Spanish, adding the smoked paprika, but it adds another flavor layer to this dish that is just absolutely delicious in my experience. So I'm going to cook in this smoked paprika with the onions and garlic for about another 2 minutes, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Alright. The onions, the garlic, salt, the pepper, the smoked paprika is all doing great. And now I'm going to add my homemade marinara. Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah. Feel the burn. All right, a little bit more. There we go. There we go. This is a homemade sauce that I made this morning. Okay. The ingredients for this sauce will be in the description box, as well as the recipe for this dish. Okay. Now I'm going to reduce this to a medium. Okay. And I'm going to let the flavors of the onions and the garlic, and the smoked paprika, salt and pepper, and this marinara to blend. And I'm going to simmer out the greater percentage of the water, which is what you see here. I'm going to thicken this sauce up, okay? A little bit more. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to thicken this up. I'm going to allow this water that you see, okay, to evaporate and leave a thick sauce. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the next step of putting the bacon and the eggs back in, and we're going to be moving on. But it's going to take, 10, maybe 15 minutes on medium or low to get this water out. I like doing it on a low so that the sauce doesn't scorch. So I'm looking at about 10 or 15 minutes, giving it a stir every now and again. Get that excess water, thicken up the sauce, and we'll be good to go. And I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, the sauce has been cooking for about 5 minutes, and the water is reducing. And this is your choice, but I like a little bit of spice. Everybody knows I like a little bit of spice. So in my Tuscan baked eggs, I'm adding a little bit of crushed red chili flake because I like the heat. You don't have to add this, but I like to add it because I like the heat. This is totally an optional ingredient, okay? But I like the heat of Sicilian and Tuscan style dining, so I'm putting it in and mixing it in, and you can see that this sauce is beginning to thicken up. And if you look really closely, you'll see that this is spice and herb rich. There's garlic, there's basil, onion, rosemary, thyme, okay? Little bit of sage. Okay, just a tiny bit. Okay, and like I said, the recipe will be in the description. And I'm going to keep this moving and get about 10% more water out of this sauce to leave it nice and thick. And then we're going to move on to the next step of adding the bacon back in, and then adding the eggs and the cheese and baking it, and then we're going to make some polenta. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright guys, at this point the amount of water I need evaporated is almost gone, and I'm going to reintroduce my bacon ends and pieces that have been severely reduced, and I'm going to reintroduce it back into this sauce, and I'm going to continue to let this sauce simmer at about a medium to medium high. I need to get about 10% more water out of this sauce to get it to the thickness that I want before I'm ready to crack some eggs, put some cheese, and put some cream on this sauce. So I need about 10% more water gone, which means I'm looking at about 10 to 15 more minutes on medium low here. So just hang tight, and then we're going to get down to it. Okay guys, so I got about 95 to 98% of the water out of this sauce, and you can see it's reduced and the flavors have concentrated. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of my spoon. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add some spinach. There we go. I thought about it, and I said, nah, maybe not. but I'm going to add some spinach. I didn't have any basil, but I did have some tender baby spinach. So I'm going to add the spinach, I'm going to let it wilt, and then we're going to add the eggs. Alright, spinach has been added and it's been wilted, and now I'm just gonna cut a little trough right here. There you go. Nothing fancy. Right here. Just a little V cut. Okay. For the eggs. Okay. There we go. Alright. And one little trick is to add the eggs into a ramekin or a bowl prior to pouring in here to make sure that they're not broken. There we go. 6 eggs. Okay. Alright. You turn the heat down here. I got 6 eggs, and I'm going to open up this trough a little bit. Okay. There we go. Set these eggs down. There we go. And I'm going to put a topping. A nice topping of mozzarella cheese. I hate to use the word, but I'm going to use it. Put a nice liberal, oh God, I hate that word, liberal. Okay, put a nice liberal topping of mozzarella, because it's going to get brown and melty and crunchy. So put a nice liberal topping of mozzarella. God, I hate that word, liberal. And then I found this really excellent artisan Parmigiana with herbs and garlic. I'm going to put some on top of here too. I'm going to sprinkle it liberally because it's going to brown. It's going to get good. Liberal. Oh God. And about 2 or 3 tablespoons of whole cream. Here we go. And this is going to go into the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. And I'll see you back here in a little bit. Okay. In the meantime, while the eggs are cooking, and I'm waiting for about 10 or 12 minutes, okay, I'm going to cook some polenta. Now you can serve these eggs on toast, but I wanted to serve it on polenta. So what I have here is 1 cup of polenta to 4 cups water. It doesn't matter what kind of cornmeal you use. Harina de maize, yellow corn, white corn, grits, it doesn't matter. 1 cup to 4 cups and you have polenta. So I'm going to stir this up. A little bit of salt. A little bit of black pepper. And then we'll serve these eggs on top of this polenta in a bowl, and it's going to be delicious. I put the polenta in the water while it's still cold and bring up the heat slow. It makes it nice and creamy. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay guys, there it is. Tuscan baked eggs. Italian style baked eggs. Okay, in a nice cast iron dish. It's still bubbling. I'm going to let it rest for about 10, maybe 20 minutes. And then I'm going to scoop an egg and put it into a nice bowl of polenta. I've got a nice set white. Okay. That's set. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the yolks are nice and set, and the cheese, everything is nice and set. Now I'm going to let this rest, and then I'm going to scoop it out, and I'm going to have some dinner. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay guys, so these baked eggs have been sitting outside for about 20 minutes. The yolks have set. If you go for the runny yolks, what you end up with is tomato sauce with runny yolks, and that's not what you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop a bunch of this on top of some polenta and eat it for dinner, and it's going to be delicious. Hang on tight. Okay guys, there it is. Okay, Tuscan baked eggs in polenta. This is my dinner. I am so looking forward to this. Okay, this is a great dish. I hope you make this. Okay, I want to thank you for stopping by. I hope you make this, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Okay guys, there it is. Tuscan baked eggs. You can serve this on baguette or any kind of bread you would like, but I served it on top of polenta, and I'm looking forward to eating it. I hope you make this recipe. I know you'll love it. It's simple, it's easy, it's delicious. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.